I wish there was a society where men who were more proud, who were more confident in their emotions, not caring what the society had to say, not caring what the world had to say. It's you being you, it's you being real, it's you being who you are. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. This is Men Have Feelings. With me, myself, and I like to call, me and myself, Okafor Joseph Ugochukwu. Now, a week ago, I stumbled upon a research that was conducted by a mindlab. Okay? So in this research, they brought 15 men and 15 women. And like it says here, sorry, I have to read through my phone. It says that women are emotional, which is true. But according to the study, men may very well be more emotional than the female counterparts. Okay? It says here that the only difference, like I said earlier, is that men hide their emotions more better. Okay, so looking at this, it was conducted by a neurologist at mindlab, and they said that men were actually more sensitive than women when it came to being presented with emotional stimuli. The study took a group of 15 men and women, sat them down and had them watch a series of videos with respect to trigger emotional responses, and measured their responses, via skin conductance electrodes. All right? Said the content was categorized into 4 series. That's blissful, exciting, heartwarming, and funny. Now, the results here showed that the results from the skin conductance electrodes show that that men had stronger emotional reactions to each of those areas. When it came to the heartwarming content, men responded twice as much as women did. When asked to rate their emotional response to the content, women stated that they were much more emotional than the test results. So you see what we're talking about here. Now let me explain this to you. The women were more vocal about their emotions. But here, what it says is this. The men, they said they were much less emotional than they actually were, than the results said they were. Now, in a separate survey, which was conducted by the same company, 67% of these men later went on to admit that they actually felt more emotional than they let on. And the thing is this, you might ask yourself a question, why is this? Why is it so? Some persons might say this has to do with the movie, or this has to do with movies, but the truth is, it's also in relation to real life. It's also in relation to what is happening in the society. So you might ask yourself, what was the reason why these men had to hide their emotions? Now, one of the reasons is this, because men have been taught to keep their emotions to themselves. We're taught that emotions, or rather being emotional, or rather being sensitive, is synonymous with weakness, which is exactly the opposite if you really think about it. Sensing more, feeling more, experiencing more, understanding more, interacting with the world more, that is supposed to be strength. It's supposed to be an advantage, actually, and not something that we should be ashamed of. I wish there was a society where men who were more proud, who were more confident in their emotions, not caring what the society had to say, not caring what the world had to say. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be, or rather show everybody that you are an emotional person. But I don't really see anything wrong with that, actually. It's you being you. It's you being real. It's you being who you are. And I thank God for the way the world is going these days. The society, or rather the world, is beginning to preach being real, being yourself, especially in a world where everybody's trying to be fake. You don't need to hide your emotions. You're human. You were created that way. At the end of the day, being emotional does not mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you don't have strength. It means that you're just trying to be expressive. Now, I know that most ladies tend to not really want emotional men. But the truth is, most of these emotional men are the ones who can take care of you a lot more. Now, a friend of mine told me at a point in time that the reason why they can actually be with emotional men is because they feel that once you leave them, they could just commit suicide. And someone was like, they do everything you want. Can you really imagine, like, although this is not a relationship show, it's men being emotional in general. But at the end of the day, I believe we need to make efforts to not see emotions as weakness, but we should see them as strength. Until my next video, my name remains Okafor Joseph Ugochukwu. And don't be ashamed of your weakness.